Ep3, releasing stored tension through movement. Welcome back to the Barbara Schnarr podcast, and welcome to week 3 of our somatic healing journey. I'm Barbara Schnarr, and I'm glad you're here. Every week we come together to grow and glow, learning to live more fully, more consciously, as we glow from the inside out. This is week 3 of 12 of the Barbara Schnarr podcast Somatic Healing Series. If you're following along in my 12-week somatic healing book, that's fantastic. If you don't have the book, that's absolutely fine, but you will want something to write with and to write on. If you'd like to get the book, just go to the About section of the Barbara Schnarr podcast where you found this episode, and there will be a link to my 12 somatic healing coach sessions for coaches and individuals book on Amazon. Or just go to Amazon and search for Schnarr Coach. That's Schnarr Coach. And be sure to check out the BarbaraSchnarrPodcast.com. You'll find the daily motivations, latest podcast episodes, and links to all the books. And be sure to follow me on all the socials too. Let's build up my numbers, especially YouTube. Let's get my YouTube numbers up there. Over the past 2 weeks, we've begun building a foundation for deeper self-awareness by exploring the body's signals and learning how breath can support regulation and connection. We've discovered our bodies are constantly communicating with us through sensations, tension patterns, emotions, and shifts in energy. This week, we'll add another powerful layer to that foundation by exploring movement as a pathway to healing, self-expression, and release. Movement is one of the most natural things human beings do, yet many of us have become disconnected from its deeper purpose. Beyond exercise, fitness goals, or physical performance, movement offers a way to reconnect with ourselves and access experiences that may have been difficult to reach through words alone. Many people think movement primarily as a means of staying physically healthy, maintaining strength, or improving cardiovascular fitness. While movement certainly supports all of those things, it also plays a significant role in the emotional and nervous system health. Every experience we have influences our body in some way. Stress affects muscle tension, emotions influence posture, and difficult experiences can shape the way we move through the world. The body isn't simply a container that carries us through life. It's an active participant in every thought, feeling, memory, and interaction we experience. When we begin to view movement through this lens, it becomes much more than physical activity. It becomes a form of communication. One of the reasons movement is such a valuable tool in somatic healing is because the body was designed for action. Throughout human history, movement played an essential role in survival. When our ancestors encountered danger, When our ancestors encountered danger, their bodies mobilized energy to run, climb, defend themselves, or seek safety. Once the danger passed, physical activity naturally helped the body return to balance. The nervous system completed its response. The body was able to settle. In modern life, however, many of our stressors are psychological rather than physical. We may experience pressure from work or financial concerns or relationship challenges or constant digital stimulation. These stressors can activate the same biological systems that once helped us survive physical threats, yet they rarely involve physical action that allows the body to discharge the energy that's been mobilized. As a result, tension often accumulates. Many people carry chronic tightness in the shoulders and neck or jaw or hips or lower back or even abdomen. Over time, these patterns become so familiar that they fade into the background of awareness. A person may not realize how much tension they're carrying until they finally experience a moment of release. This is one reason why practices such as stretching and yoga and walking and dancing and mindful movement are so satisfying. They create opportunities for the body to complete processes that have remained unfinished. An important concept in somatic healing is the understanding that emotions are not purely mental experiences. Every emotion has a physical component. Think about what happens when you feel nervous before an important event. Your stomach will tighten, your breathing may change, your muscles become tense. When you feel excited, your energy often increases and your posture may become more open and animated. Sadness creates sensations of heaviness, while anger may generate heat or tension or feeling of activation throughout your whole body. Emotions don't exist solely in the mind. They involve the entire body, influencing physiology, posture, movement, and sensation. Because emotions have physical components, movement can sometimes help us process emotional experiences in a way that talking alone just can't. This doesn't mean that movement is a replacement for reflection, therapy, or emotional insight. Rather, it means it serves as an additional avenue for understanding and expression. Many people have experienced this naturally without even realizing it. A long walk after a stressful day often brings clarity. Dancing can elevate mood and create a sense of freedom. Stretching after sitting for hours can bring relief that feels both physical and emotional. These experiences occur because movement influences the nervous system, increases awareness, and helps the body release accumulated tension. This week, I invite you to become more curious about the way your body approaches when it naturally wants to move. Most of us have learned to approach movement through structure and rules. We follow exercise routines, attend classes, count repetitions, and focus on outcomes. And while there's nothing wrong with structured movement, somatic exploration invites a different approach. Instead of asking what movement you should do, ask what movement your body wants to do. This simple shift can open a door to a deeper relationship with yourself. One practice that supports this exploration is intuitive movement. Intuitive movement involves setting aside expectations and allowing the body to guide the experience. You might begin by standing comfortably in a private space and bringing awareness to your breath. As you settle into the present moment, notice any impulses to move. Perhaps your shoulders want to roll, or your neck wants to stretch, or your body feels drawn towards swaying from side to side. There's no right way to engage in this practice. The goal is not to perform a particular movement, but to listen to the body's signals and respond with curiosity. For some people, intuitive movement feels liberating. For others, it may feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable at first. This reaction is understandable. Many adults spend years prioritizing productivity and external expectations while ignoring internal cues. Give yourself permission to move without a specific goal, because that can be surprisingly vulnerable. Yet, this vulnerability often creates opportunities for insight. As you move, you may notice sensations, emotions, memories, or thoughts emerging into awareness. These experiences don't need to be analyzed immediately. Just noticing them is enough. Another valuable somatic practice involves gentle shaking. While it may seem unusual, shaking is a natural response observed throughout the animal kingdom. After a stressful experience, many animals shake their bodies as a way of releasing activation from the nervous system. Humans have this capacity as well. Although social conditioning often leads us to suppress it, intentional shaking exercises can help release muscular tension, increase circulation, and create a greater sense of aliveness within the body. Standing with your feet firmly planted on the ground, you can begin with small movements and gradually allow your arms, legs, and torso to loosen. While many people report feeling more energized, relaxed, or grounded after only a few minutes. Progressive muscle relaxation is another effective way to deepen body awareness. This practice involves intentionally tensing and releasing different muscle groups throughout the body. By contrasting tension with relaxation, you become more aware of areas that may be holding stress. Many people discover that they've been unconsciously clenching their jaw or tightening their shoulders or gripping their muscles in the abdomen throughout the day. Bringing awareness to these patterns creates opportunity for change. Once we notice tension, we're far more likely to respond with care and support. The spine also deserves special attention during this week's exploration. So the spine is central to both movement and nervous system function. It supports the body structurally while also serving as a major pathway for communication between the brain and the rest of the body. Emotional states often influence spinal posture. When people feel defeated, they may collapse inward. When they feel confident and energized, they often stand taller and move more freely. Exploring gentle spinal movements such as rolling and twisting and stretching, or even flowing motions, can help restore mobility and increase awareness of how emotions influence posture and physical experience. As you experiment with movement this week, remember that healing isn't a performance. There's no perfect way to move, and there's no specific outcome you need to achieve. Some days you may feel fluid and energized and connected, and other days you may notice resistance, fatigue, or discomfort. Both experiences are valuable. The purpose of somatic movement isn't to force the body into a particular state, but to develop a deeper relationship with whatever is present. Healing often begins when we stop fighting our experience and start paying attention to it. You may also begin to notice how different forms of movement affect your nervous system. A brisk walk may leave you feeling alert and energized, while stretching may create a sense of relaxation and openness. Dancing can bring joy and playfulness, while mindful movement practices such as yoga or Tai Chi may support grounding and emotional balance. There's no universal formula because every nervous system is unique. Part of this journey involves discovering which forms of movement feel most supportive for you. Throughout this week, consider incorporating small moments of movement into your daily routine. Stretch when you notice tension building. Roll your shoulders during stressful moments. Stand up and walk around after long periods of sitting. Put on music and allow yourself to move freely for a few minutes. These simple acts may seem small, but they can have a profound impact on your overall sense of well-being. Each movement becomes an opportunity to reconnect with your body and honor its needs. As we come to the end of this week's discussion, I invite you to reflect on your relationship with movement. Has movement primarily been something you viewed as exercise or obligation? Have you ever considered it a form of communication? What happens when you approach movement with curiosity rather than judgment? What shifts when you allow your body to lead the way instead of forcing it to follow a plan? The body possesses a remarkable capacity for wisdom, adaptation, and healing. Through movement, we create opportunities to access wisdom in new ways. We begin listening more closely to the messages held within our muscles, posture, breath, and sensations. We learn that movement isn't simply something we do, it's a part of who we are. It's one of the body's most natural forms of expression, regulation, and connection. So thank you for joining me in week 3 of our somatic healing journey. As you move through the days ahead, I encourage you to stay curious about the relationship between movement, emotion, and awareness. Notice what your body is communicating. Notice what feels nourishing. Notice what brings a sense of freedom, release, and connection. The conversation between you and your body is continuing, and movement is just one of the many ways that conversation unfolds.